Ugandans are heading to the polls in a high-stakes general election poised to reshape the country's political future. With 21.6 million registered voters, the contest features a field of 8 presidential candidates competing to lead Uganda into its next chapter amid significant economic opportunities and deep political tensions. The election is set against a backdrop of anticipated commercial oil production beginning later in 2026, offering the next leader a chance to steer revenue growth and infrastructure investment. Voters will also elect members of parliament, making this election a defining moment for Uganda's political landscape. At the forefront is President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, 81, who has led Uganda since 1986 and is seeking a 7th consecutive term in office. Museveni's continued presence on the ballot reflects his long-standing political dominance and control of state institutions. His campaign stresses economic resilience, infrastructure development, free education, and improved public services. Opposition leader Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, better known as Bobi Wine, is Museveni's most high-profile challenger. A former popular musician turned politician, Bobi Wine leads the National Unity Platform, NUP, and draws strong support from urban youth and voters calling for generational change, anti-corruption reforms, and expanded freedoms. His campaign has faced challenges including internet shutdowns, restrictions on movement, and violent crackdowns on rallies, which critics say undermine electoral fairness. Other candidates in the race are Maj Gen, RTD, Mugisha Muntu, a former army commander and seasoned opposition politician advocating institutional reforms and governance improvements. Nathan Nandala Mafabi, representing the Forum for Democratic Change, FDC, adding another experienced opposition voice. Mubarak Munyagwa, a candidate from the Common Man's Party, emphasizing grassroots empowerment. Robert Cassabant, entrepreneur and leader of the National Peasants' Party, focusing on rural development, economic equality, and youth employment. Elton John Mabarizi, an independent presidential hopeful who has also stepped forward with his own agenda in the race. Frank Bulera Kabinga, representing the Revolutionary People's Party, Kabinga campaigns on federalism and political reform. These diverse candidates span a range of visions from reform and decentralization to maintaining continuity with past policies. Their presence illustrates the broad spectrum of political aspirations in Uganda, even as the dominant personalities of Museveni and Bobi Wine capture most public attention. The election campaign has unfolded under tight security and political tension. Internet shutdowns, limits on communications, and reports of crackdowns on opposition supporters have raised concerns among local civil society and international observers about the ability to conduct a free and fair election. Moreover, this year's election occurs at a time of regional political unease in East Africa, with observers watching closely for turnout dynamics and the implications of any unrest. The next president will not only oversee immediate economic priorities like oil revenue and job creation, but also the long-term goal of transforming Uganda into a middle-income economy, a challenge that requires political stability, investment, and institutional reform. With such a wide field of competitors and a charged political atmosphere, the election result will shape Uganda's governance and economic direction for years to come.